You read the title right. I finally got around to finishing the first box set of One Piece, which has been behind me for a while. It was an undertaking. But I had to ask the question, does the best-selling manga ever hold up for a first-time reader in 2021? So here are my thoughts. Okay, so I've thought about this video a lot. And at first I was going to do a volume-by-volume review. And then I started writing it out. It's a lot. They pack so much in the first volume that it took up like a page of Microsoft Word. So that idea just went out the window. And it's not because I'm lazy. I mean, I am lazy. But it's not because of that. Honestly, at this point, you know what One Piece is. I didn't know the story of it. I knew some of the characters and kind of like, oh, it's the stretchy boy. It's the stretchy guy. Yeah, he stretches, something to do with gum. Like, that's a ace. And honestly, in the first box set, you meet him like for one volume. It's actually not a lot of ace. I thought there would be more ace. That's one of my complaints. More ace in the first volume. That's the issue. You guys are not interested in a volume-by-volume review of the first box set of One Piece. I think what's more interesting is the aspect of reading not only one of the longest running mangas and one of the most well-known just in popular culture, but a first-time reader's experience with something like that. And the mindset to go in like, I'm here. I'm going to pot commit to the 3 box sets. Hopefully it's good, or it is so much money down the drain if you hate it. I mean, I guess you could sell them, you know, or trade them or flip them. Like, you could probably, but I wanted to commit. So I did write out the Volume 1 review and started off with, you know, you meet Luffy and he's a kid and he gets saved by Shanks. Shanks loses an arm and he is like, I'm going to be the king of the pirates. And then 10 years later, the adventure actually begins where he gets found in a barrel by Kobe and they meet Zolo. I always want to say Zoro. I don't know why. I think in the anime, is he called differently? I don't know, but I'm going to pronounce it Zolo through this video. I hope it's the right pronunciation. Please don't kill me in the comments if it's not the right pronunciation. You know, you meet all those people. And I was just going to go through it and I just like, you know, that's not the video I want to make. So I guess you can click off now if that was the video that you wanted. It's not what I'm going to do. But I will show you. I filmed myself starting to read and all that. So this is what I thought the video was going to be right here. So yeah, I was going to film myself reading all the volumes and then talking about them a little after I was reading them. And I was just like, here's my thoughts on One Piece, the first box set. I think the East Blue stuff, actually meeting all the characters and the adventure and the world that it puts in front of you is incredible. I really do. I think it's one of the most creative worlds that I've read, truthfully. Even in 2021, first time reading it, I think it has created such a unique world. And I give them all the props for that. And some of the comedy lands and the action still is good. Like, Oda there's a reason that it's been running since 1997. The East Blue arc is really good. Is a really good introduction arc, because you got to think of it. A perfect example. I'm actually wearing the perfect shirt for this. The first box set is 23 volumes. All of Dragon Ball Z is 26 volumes. Think about everything that happens in Dragon Ball Z. It's only 3 more volumes than the first box set of One Piece. It's a wild thought to think about, because I just feel like Dragon Ball Z, the time that it covers is so much more than this box set of One Piece. I feel like this box set of One Piece covers, like, well, technically if you count the first chapter and the 10-year gap, it's maybe around the same time. It's not. Great Saiyaman, when they jump and Gohan's like 19, 18. So no, it's not. But there's something to be said about the slow building of the world and the characters, because I never felt bored. In the Baroque works arc, again, pronunciation might be a little off. In that arc, yeah, you never feel bored with Crocodile and Vivi and all that, and the princess and Alabasta. You never, like, it doesn't span a lot of time, but it spans a lot of locations, and you really do feel like a pirate in a weird way. It draws you into that world like a manga, like no other manga that I've read before does. It's weird to have this time from when it started to now and just jumping into it immediately, knowing what it has become. It's such a weird perspective to have. Like, you know from the first volume that it's still going on 20 plus years later. And I think that skewed my perception of it. And what I mean by that is that I already have this perception of, this is going to be great. This better be great. The bar is raised so much higher for a manga like that. And I always wondered how people can become new fans of long-running stuff, because usually, like, an anime, One Piece is another perfect example, do you really want to jump into an anime that has 1,000+ episodes? It just seems so overwhelming. And I really wanted to commit and say, you know what? No, I'm gonna jump into this 100+ volume manga, because I have to know. Do you ever hear about a manga or an anime that all these people hold in such high regard, but it's super long running, and you're just like, I have to know what people see in it? It's the curiosity that gets you, and your expectations are already high, and you know nothing about it. Just a weird spot to be in. And not only that, you have to accept the culture that's been built around it, because manga is this culture, anime, like, it's all a big culture and a community. But One Piece is one of those things that have transcended that and become a sub community in and of itself. And that's the thing. I didn't want to come make this video and, like, get people angry because they're like, oh, he didn't like it and I love it. That's not true. Actually, I really, really enjoyed my time, which is what's blown my mind about it. That's something that is 20+ years old at the age that I'm at, which was made for, I would say, 10 to 17-year-olds, somewhere around there. For something like that to be made like that, and still me be like, yep, I love these characters. For a shonen manga, these have some of the deepest characters that I have personally experienced. And that's the thing. I didn't want to give just a review of this box set and either, you know, anger this little community, or people are like, oh no, he liked it, so he's good. He may pass. You may come in. You may enter. You may enter the One Piece fandom. We have jackets. It's great. I didn't want to make that video. I thought a more interesting video would the mindset of jumping into a long running series. So I have now rambled on long enough about the reason that I have wanted to do this and the reason that I did it the way I did. So let's get to the actual reason that I made this video. I was pleasantly surprised at One Piece, volumes 1 through 23, the first box set of this series. I think that from the time you meet Luffy and all the other characters, you immediately like them. There's something about the way Oda draws that they are so likable. You just look at them. You know how you meet people in the world and you look at them and you're like, I like them. It's just one of those like faces or vibe they give off that you like them. And that's what he's done with his drawings. You can tell he's having fun. Like, he's having a great time doing this. And that really comes through in those pages. And I think that's the biggest thing about it being able to hold up 20 plus years later on down the road, is because that is universal and that's forever. Having fun doing something you enjoy doing is universal. And that's why I believe this manga will always hold up. I feel like if I ever have a kid and show them this manga 20 years from now, they'll enjoy it. Because of the way he draws, and the story he's trying to tell is universal. It's a story that will stand up to the test of time. It's not the most complex story in this first box set. I'm sure it gets more complex as it goes along, but as the setup box set, it is, and when I use the word basic, I don't mean it in a bad way. I just mean it in a easy to understand and people can relate to it way, which I feel like some shonen manga don't do anymore. And the characters are complex yet simple enough that you kind of know who they are within the first few chapters that they're introduced. Again, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. I think it can be done bad, but Oda has done it in a way that makes it immediately connect with the reader. I hope my rambling in this video, one, made sense and was not off-putting. And if you came for like a review of the box set, I'm sorry. Here's a super quick review. I can understand why One Piece is the best-selling manga of all time and incredibly popular. I will continue to read more volumes at a quicker pace than the first box set because I really enjoyed the adventure and the story it was trying to tell. And it's not only an action manga, in my opinion. It's actually setting up this world. It's an epic. When you hear someone say like a Lord of the Rings or something, it's just an epic. The span and the greatness that he's trying to build this world, and probably succeeds because it's been going for 100 plus volumes, is unlike any other manga that has been written, in my opinion. And the East Blue stuff did character introductions fantastically, and the Baroque Works volume was a fantastic good guy versus bad guy story with a princess and we have to save this city, Alabasta. And I think it was fantastic. There, see, that's my quick few sentence review of it. But I also hope, if you've watched all the way through this video, that you started thinking a little differently about jumping into something because it has a lot of volumes or a lot of episodes of an anime. And just because it can be daunting doesn't mean that it's not worth giving it a shot and just committing to something. Because I think a lot more than just me go around and say, "That's too far. I'll never read that. I'll never watch that. It's been going on too long. It is too far gone. It's gone to me. It doesn't exist." Don't do that, because, or even worse, I do not like this at all. Is it's super popular. It's trash. Have you given it a shot? If you've given it a shot and you it's truthfully not for you, I respect your opinion, and I guess it's a bad thing that you didn't get what most other people have gotten out of that series or manga. That sucks for you, to be honest, because there's stuff that I don't like that is super popular, and I'm like, it's just not my cup of tea, man. Like, it's just not for me, and that's absolutely fine. But saying that it's trash or too popular or too long, like, step out of that and think of it with a more curious mind of what's the reason that this has been going on so long. Because more likely than not, there's a reason, and there's some enjoyment to be found in this type of entertainment. So I hope that's what you got out of this video, and I appreciate the people that have watched to the end of this video, and just thank you so much for listening to me ramble. I really enjoy making these types of videos. So thank you for watching. Let me know a series that's been super long that you jumped into way late into the game, and you're like, this is amazing, or this is bad. Like, what's a long series, anime or manga, that you jumped into that you said, you know what, it's not for me, or it is for me, but you're glad. I bet you're glad you gave it a shot. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.